Hello guys and welcome back to another video on FC25. I've been asked a lot to do one of my normal videos but on old gen. So that is what we're going to be doing today. I know a lot of you have switched over. This is going to be a sponsored video with Score More with Xbox. Massive thank you to them. The idea behind the campaign is to make Xbox the most rewarding place to play FC25. That is what we're going to be doing today. There's going to be the chance for you guys to win some FC points at some point in the video. There will be a Score More with Xbox pop-up, so look out for that. Fill in the form down below and let's get into the video. So this is the team we're using. I'm going to go into a game of Foot Champions and I'm going to explain my thought process while we're playing. So if you have any questions, do let me know down in the comments. Let's get into the game. Okay, so that is our opponent's team, and that is really not good. That's a very strange team for this point in the game, but you never know. It could be a good player. We'll go in, do our thing. I'll explain my thought process as per usual. If you have any questions, you guys know that you can ask me and I will get back to you. And let's get into it. So obviously, like I said earlier in the video, this is old gen, which is very different to the version that a lot of you guys play. The first thing you'll notice is the speed of the game is drastically improved. Well, I say improved, at least for my preference. It's sped up a lot. You can move around, dribble, make runs in behind a lot more efficiently. The left stick dribbling feels more important. You see there, we use a driven pass to get the ball into a good area, and then we're able to use the left stick dribbling and find the back of the net. Obviously, this guy, I feel like he might not be as experienced a player, so we may well, get a rage quit, get him out of there, and then get into the next one. But their ball roll, it just, the best way I'd put it is this version, it feels more what FIFA used to. Like a lot of the core fundamentals that I grew up learning and playing when I was a pro player, apply more to this version of the game. So even what we did for that second goal, the ball roll into the driven pass, things like that, it just works a lot more efficiently on this version. Good overlap there, find the back post. We're just absolutely cutting this guy open. This formation is pretty damn good as well, I will say. But yeah, bless this guy. Do feel bad for him. You can see here, we get the ball in behind, and yeah, this guy, he's in for a long day. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the rest of this game out, and then we'll get into a more competitive game for you guys. Okay, so we're actually still here. Insert that SpongeBob meme, like 10 weeks later, we are still here. We are 11-0 up after 38 minutes. I thought what I would do just for a minute is I'll explain a few questions that I tend to get on old gen. So a lot of people ask me often the reason that I prefer to come over here and, my thoughts behind it. And there's a multitude of reasons. Obviously, we've had a lot of unhappiness, I guess, in a way, at the new gen version of the game. A lot of people don't enjoy it. Some people do, but there is a lot of people that miss that sort of arcadey feel to a FIFA game or an FC game. So with old gen, as you can see on the screen, the movement and stuff is a lot more fluid. It is just more responsive, and for me, I feel I'm more in control of the outcome of what's actually going on in the game. The other thing I'll say is the skill gap on this version is actually higher. So what that does is if you are a more high level player, you're going to actually find stuff like Foot Champs easier because you're a lot less likely to take like an unlucky loss to an opponent. And all in all, that is the reason that I, prefer to be over here. People have the idea, that you're getting easy games. It's actually not that. You're not necessarily playing easier people. The reason you can tend to get better results is because the skill gap is higher, and a lot of the people coming over here are higher level players. So it makes sense. If you're a top player, you're a lot more likely to go on, a 15-0 run on this version of the game. Okay, so we're going into a new game now. Hopefully this one is a little bit more competitive so you guys can see what it is all about over here on old gen. So, I'll give you my thought process. The main thing I do, you can play a very much sort of rinse and repeat system, which is what I do here. Obviously, there's certain occasions where you're going to have to change up your thinking. The general way that I like to play on here is I'll start by getting the ball out wide. We look to get the ball into the middle of the pitch. And then we're looking for a driven pass where possible to our striker. Didn't work out on that occasion. Got to make sure that we're stepping in there. We do press tackle, get a little bit unlucky. Make sure that we're marking this cutback. We'll use the second man press here. He's done very, very well. We do step in. Driven pass up to our winger. That's my bad there. We should have probably gone for an over-the-top through ball. You want to be queuing up, ready for this sprint boost. So here, you see, I'm holding L1. We literally just sprint boost away. It is grossly overpowered. It's very, very effective. And it's sort of what it was like on New Gen at the start of the game, right? Because what you had was this crazy sprint boost. I was actually using it last year on FC. And it was very, very good on the old Gen version. That has to go in the back of the net, by the way. It was very good last year on the old Gen version, and then it moved to New Gen this year. I don't know what he is doing. We've just been given an absolutely free goal. But it's a way of outplaying your opponent, which is something that, in my opinion, the New Gen version of the game severely lacks in a lot of ways. You know, you feel like, for a lot of the game on New Gen at the minute, you feel like you're sort of watching the game play out in front of you, and you have limited control in a lot of ways over what's actually happening. Whereas on here, you know, there's some definite actual outplays. So here, L1 again, look to recycle the ball inside. I'm triggering the run of my cam. We play the ball over. One more extra pass. Deserved a goal. That was some really nice play. But you can see you attack with a lot more pace and directness on this version. It feels a lot more arcadey. Here, in these situations, we're making sure that we're covering the middle of the pitch. A mix of second man press and also manual tackling will allow you to do two jobs at once. A lot of the principles on this version, you know, do remain true to the other as well, in the sense that second man press is important. You want to be using offside traps where possible. A lot of things do, you know, sort of play out the same, but just with a lot more pace and responsiveness, which is, you know, what I'm looking for in a football game. Here, little step over boost, shot, not a shot cancel, a fake shot, and then we do find the near post. The keeper movement can be crazy on this version of the game. You will notice that people, you know, when they're moving or rushing their goalkeeper out, it can be very overpowered. So that's something that you got to try and look to almost, you know, use in your favour. People will be doing it a lot, and you can wait for the goalkeeper movement and end up getting free goals where, you know, they've moved the keeper out of the way and stuff like that. But it looks like we're cruising to another victory here. In the last game, by the way, I won like 20-0 or something, and we got a loss at the end of the game. We got a DC loss after the game had finished, which is absolutely insane. Wasted like 20 minutes of my time, and then won 20-0 and got a loss for it. Amazing. But yeah, I recommend you guys, you know, coming over and having a look at this version of the game, because I know quite a few of my audience have now given it a go, and it's been, you know, a breath of fresh air. And at the end of the day, we all want a football game, you know, that we're jumping on, trying to enjoy as much as possible and all that stuff. So it's just an option for you guys that want to just try something different out. I really do feel like you could enjoy it. I definitely enjoy it a lot more. Right, we're going into one last game, because I want to try and get at least a semi-competitive game here. Like, obviously there is stuff you guys can learn from me just destroying people, but I want it to, you know, I want there to be some sort of value in there. At least a somewhat competitive game. But this is the last attempt for that. We're going to give it our best and, you know, try and dominate here. Get this guy out of here early. One thing I like to do, you see I'm triggering the runs here constantly. My players are always going to be moving, whether it's a player lock, an L1 triggered run. You want to get your players moving, especially on this version, you know, where you're able to get in behind and use those areas well. Very, very effective. Get the ball here, go for the sprint boost. He does defend it well. We put an offside trap in there just to get that defensive line nice and high. We just try and squeeze the opponent in. The manual pressing on this version is definitely a lot more effective. You're able to just move around with a bit more pace and responsiveness. So That works out very well. You see here, we're going to use the player lock. I'm actually triggering Mendy on a forward run now as well. We get the ball into our cam. Another little player lock there. Go for that through ball in behind, and it nearly worked out. That would have been super, super nice. Here, offside trap, wins us the ball back. We get the ball into Adama. This guy, yeah, he's defending it a lot better. The way to defend against this sprint boost is actually by not touching your centre-back, believe it or not. Like, in general, the AI defending is less over here, but for that in particular, you can actually defend it by just not controlling your centre-back, which is a little bit crazy. But, yeah, it is what it is. Trying to get the ball forward here with a bit of pace. We get the ball into Ruta, who is a really good cam, by the way. Nice driven pass there. Tried to cut back inside, and he's read that so well. Pressing again. Try and cover that passing lane. He's managed to get the through ball over the top. He's actually got Harry Kane trying to run in behind, which is, you know, not the best play, I must say. That's just stupid from me. I don't know why I'm trying to force that through. Go for the fake shot again there, which is something, again, I use that on this version, and it does work quite well. You can completely send your opponent by doing it. Another sprint boost there. Look to play the ball in behind. First time shot, and we do find the back of the net with Harry Kewell. So you're playing very direct. I get asked about formations on this version as well. What you want to try and be using. The 5-back is very good, but for those of you that don't want to be, you know, that ratty and sweaty, the 4-4-2 is good. Basically, anything where you've got options that are going to be running in behind is going to work well on this version. Because, like I said earlier, it's more of a traditional, what FIFA used to be, now FC, but a more, you know, old school game in the sense that you can get in behind with pace. And, you know, the defenders just aren't catching you as easily as they are on the other version. Here, we're going to try and work something, take our time, use that R1 dribbling, looking for that extra pass, not really on right now. And we do get stuck in the mud a little bit there. Good defending from the opponent. Got to mark this ball in behind. We're going to step in there. Beautiful defending. Get the ball into this area, and this is speed boost territory. Didn't quite get going. But that's basically what I'm doing all game. Like, I get the ball into those areas that we had the ball with Adama. And, you know, we're trying to hit a sprint boost, especially with someone like him, right? Go for a green time shot there. Absolutely beautiful from Makalele. And we do find the back of the net. In terms of, like, finesse, Travellas, stuff like that, pretty similar in terms of effectiveness to the new gen version as well. However, I do find that over here, the power shot is not quite as effective, which I'm quite happy about. There's nothing more frustrating for me than conceding just some crazy power shot from 50 yards away, you know? So, you know, I don't mind it at all as we find the third. Guys, what we're going to do, because this is going to be another one of them games, if you've got any questions, please do leave them in the comments. We're going to wrap it up. Another thing to mention, guys, is Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members do get a 10% discount on FC points. And also, if you haven't tried FC25 yet, you are able to get 10 hours of playtime through the EA Play without even having to purchase the game. So if you are new and you're just checking out some gameplay here, that will be to you. But thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you to Score More with Xbox for sponsoring it. Hope you have a good one. Questions down below, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.